Vervin, thanks for choosing ABC 15 News at 6. Insiders say there's proof Phoenix police tried to cover up bad kidnapping statistics and retaliate against one of their own. ABC 15 investigator Dave Biscoming is joining us now. And Dave, you got your hands on some evidence that suggests the city wasn't truthful with the public and federal investigators.
Yeah, Steve, our story ousted the police chief and made national news. But months before we aired our report, inside the Phoenix Police Department, one officer spoke out. And with new documents, you're about to see how far the city was willing to go to silence a whistleblower.
The SWAT team got up here.
Ever since Sergeant Phil Roberts blew the whistle about bad kidnapping stats, he's paid the price. Last week, the department moved to fire the 27-year veteran. Phoenix police and top city officials have denied retaliating against Sergeant Roberts, but new documents, handwritten notes, and sworn testimony from top police officials paint a different picture.
Phil finally wrote one too many memos, named too many people. We've had enough. We're going to do something about it.
Dave Cothey is a retired cop and police union VP. 1 week after Sergeant Roberts wrote this memo, top leaders from the city and PD had an undisclosed meeting on the 12th floor of City Hall.
They decided to investigate Phil.
Here's the proof. These are handwritten notes from that meeting by an assistant police chief. Check the date, August 18th. In attendance, former Chief Jack Harris, Assistant City Manager Ed Zerker, the City Attorney Gary Vreeberg, as well as the HR Director, City PIO, and police spokesman. The notes are clear. Those officials directed staff to investigate Phil Roberts.
What Phil was reporting is that high-level officials in the city had, provided bad information, inaccurate information to the federal government for the grants.
The ABC 15 investigators spent months digging through those kidnapping statistics. We confirmed what Sergeant Roberts claimed in his memo, that hundreds of crimes were misrepresented to the federal government.
And then he goes through this nightmare, this years of just a nightmare.
Councilmember Sal DeCiccio says the city is trying to strong-arm Sergeant Roberts. Phoenix police opened 5 separate investigations against him, held those investigations open for 2 years. And these emails show city attorneys wrote they would discipline the sergeant if he didn't stop his lawsuit.
I think it should send a shiver up every police officer's back and the public's back.
And there's more. Dave Cothey points to evidence that a Phoenix officer may have lied to federal investigators.
Well, you have a paragraph right here that it's a contradiction.
He's talking about this report from the Office of Inspector General, who investigated the city's kidnapping statistics. On page 22, last paragraph, a Phoenix Internal Affairs investigator named Lieutenant Linda Mraz told OIG agents that she made the decision to investigate Roberts before August 2010, and that no one in the PPD command staff or other officials directed her to investigate Roberts. The documents we uncovered show that wasn't the case, and that raises serious questions. Did Lieutenant Mraz lie? Why did she abruptly retire this year? And why didn't the city give federal officials these documents? Here's Cothey's guess.
Yeah, that probably can spin into a lot of things. Maybe a reinvestigation of this matter by the OIG.
Now, even though the department has moved to fire Roberts, the final approval rests with the chief. He hasn't made a decision yet, and Phoenix police and city officials declined to comment on this story.
Yeah, I know we'll stay on it too, Dave. Thank you.
A helpful look